Hey guys, Bertleman945 here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another tier list, and this is One Piece emotional moments. Um, so without further ado, let's get into it. For the tiers, I have don't remember very well slash very little impact. Some emotional impact hits kind of hard, not gonna lie, extremely emotional, and I still think about it to this day. This tier is well, I'll kind of get to it when I talk about it, I guess. Starting off with the Luffy Shanks one, I'm gonna put this in hits kind of hard, not gonna lie, because like it's not the most emotional moment, but in terms of like the series, it's extremely important, probably the most important, I would argue. Um, and it's kind of shocking to see the shot that Shanks actually lost his arm for Luffy. I remember that being quite shocking when I was first watching that. Shushu the dog, some emotional impact because this is like one of those moments where I first realized like, oh man, One Piece can actually have some kind of dark emotion to it. But at the same time, it's not nearly as impactful as this one, and it's a little bit emotional, but not really. Ooh. I'm gonna put this in extremely emotional because of just how important it is for Zoro's character, especially. And it's like one of the few times that Zoro's actually cried in the series, which makes it actually a big deal. Um, maybe this hit harder for some people. I think this had some emotional impact because of the backstory between Sanji and Zeph, but it didn't. It didn't like. I guess like considering these two moments were in the same arc, this one hit much harder than this one in my mind. But it wasn't completely bad. Um, oh, Elamir getting shot. Um, hmm, this is tricky. I'm between these two tiers. I think I have to put it here because, like, it was extremely brutal and very unexpected. And it's actually a perfect segue into this Nami moment, which I'll place right into this tier because it hits kind of hard, not gonna lie. Um, it didn't really have me like extremely emotional, but like definitely was like, wow, damn, this is kind of emotional. Okay, so this is like Laboon being like you find out that he's like been stuck at Verse Mountain for 50 years and like he's been waiting that long. Um, I try not to judge these based on like because obviously this would be made better by his connection to Brooke in the future, but I'm trying not to judge these like that. Um, because I just don't think that's necessarily as fair. Um, Now let's see. I like Laboon and all, but like as compared to either of these two moments, this just did not have very much emotional impact. Um, this, however, I think this is the first like I still think about to this day because this speech was so incredibly impactful, not only to One Piece's story as a whole and how it's relevant to so many characters and the main themes of so many uh series. Um, but like seeing just like man, it was so powerful, like the contents of the speech, and it's something that resonates with me so much, I think. Um, this was very emotional. It's not quite as good as Hero Look's speech, but like it was kind of like the perfect satisfying resolution to everything happening in Drum Island and like the dreams of all the characters. This. Um, I gotta put that top tier. Um, because of just like because of just how well built up the connection between Vivi and the other Straw Hats is, and God, I want her to join the crew in Egghead. I really do. I want her to be the next person that joins the crew so badly. Okay. So this is, I believe, Nolan's execution, that happened after the Nolan Calgara flashback. I'm gonna put it here because while the Nolan Calgara flashback is one of my absolute favorites in the whole series, I don't really feel like this moment specifically reflects how good the flashback was, if that makes sense. So for that reason, it did have some emotional impact, but like it wasn't nearly as much as some of the other ones. Okay, we're still going here. Oh, Jesus, Usopp. Oh my God. Okay. Um, oh man. Okay, before I rank this, I'm gonna edit the tier name to this slash um completely being silent. Okay, this is one of those. Because God, I was completely speechless during this. Um, this was so just. I don't feel like I need to explain this. This is such an incredible moment for both of their characters, and it's so tragic. Um, I I cannot put that in the top tier. Okay. Robin leaving the burning Ohara. Um, I'm gonna put it in extremely emotional. Because this was the culmination of like all the events in Robin's backstory, which is like the best backstory in all of One Piece. Well, second best behind that vote flashback. Um, and it was extremely tragic. This, however, this is going straight up here. I still think about this to this day. And this also left me completely, I think, silent because God, this moment was just, um, it was just this perfect culmination of everything to do with Robin as a character, and it perfectly epitomized all of the, just like emotion and development. And my God, the dub is so good. I know that I'm like a defender of the dub. Well, generally, I've listened to this in sub several times, and I think the dub is so much better. Like the amount of just sheer emotion that's put into the voice acting of that moment is just incredible. That moment is one of my favorite moments in all of One Piece. It's got to be top tier. Okay, Luffy and Usopp reuniting. I'm gonna say it hits kind of hard, not gonna lie, because um it was emotional and it definitely felt extremely satisfying, and that part of it was kind of impactful to me. Um, it's just not nearly as good as them separating, but like them coming together finally at the end was really great. Um, the Going Merry, I'm gonna say the same thing about, because while I thought that it was a um like I thought that it was an extremely emotional moment that had a lot of great build up. I just don't think it hits as hard as the ones in this tier, but it definitely hit kind of hard. This, however, this was extremely emotional. Like Brooke just like seeing all of his crewmates die out one by one, and then seeing him have to live on his own on the ship for 50 years was just, oh man, it was so heartbreaking. Brooks' backstory is one of the saddest. Um, because man, oh man, oh that hit hard. It hit hard. It was so emotional. This one this one easy top tier. In fact, this one is like in terms of like emotional just moments, this is like at the very top of the tier. And um actually while I'm here, I think I'm gonna order them in the tiers. Um okay, and then yeah, okay. After ordering that, yeah, the reason that this moment is one of two times where I have come the closest to see crying from One Piece. And God, this moment was so powerful. And then just seeing, God, I still remember it from the episodes, one of the greatest episodes in the whole series. Um, and it literally like the best way I can describe this moment is it feels like a gum gatling of gut punches. Um, because this moment, literally every single Straw Hat getting sent away by Kuma was like another gut punch, and then just hearing Binks say sake playing with like this montage of emotional moments for every single crew member was just like to, to my stomach in terms of gut punches. It was absolutely ridiculous. Um, Bon Clay's sacrifice. Oh man. That's going there. Not quite Bubble Heart, but yeah, right there. Because I wasn't the hugest fan of Bon Clay during Alabasta, but he really grew on me during Impel Down. And I didn't see the sacrifice thing coming. I was like, who could have stayed behind to open the gate? And of course it was Bon Clay. Goaded. This made me very sad. Ace's death. This is hard because this is something I was spoiled on, like, before watching Marineford. Um, so it for that just kind of like lessens the emotional impact for me, but um, I think I'm going to put it here because it definitely hit hard, but I think it would have been more so if I had not been spoiled on it, so that's just like a bias thing. This I was not spoiled on though. This moment right here is the greatest moment in all of One Piece. It's my favorite One Piece moment ever. Um, because of everything to do with the character, how I literally wrote an entire college essay about this one moment, um, and how powerful it was. Like everything about it, like the him, like the significance of it being a change to of a new generation, like all the insane statistics about his death, the backstory that's included that includes his like real wants and dreams, and his last words being the One Piece is real, that's like a nod to his former rival Gold Roger. This is something that I think about. Like, whenever I think about One Piece, I think about this moment. That is like how impactful this was to me. No question the top of there. Sabo's fake out death. Um, honestly, no, I'm gonna put it there because, like, it was kind of like, if anything, the most emotional impact that came from this moment is kind of shock. Because I just wasn't really expecting it to happen that way. Obviously, we thankfully find out that Sabo is not dead because he's one of my favorite One Piece characters. Um, but so I can't put it down here just because of how much I like Sabo now. But like in that moment, I wouldn't say it's particularly sad. It's the main emotion from that is just really shock, honestly. Ooh, Luffy talking about his crew. Um, Not gonna lie, that hit pretty hard. That hits kind of hard. Not gonna lie. Um, just because of like how emotional it is with like the Don's breakdown and such. Just makes it very emotional and stuff. Oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay. I couldn't see it for a second. So that's why I was just like leaning in really close like that to try and find out. Um, did Don reacting to Ace's death? I'm gonna put that in like this didn't really have a whole lot of emotional impact on me. I think just mostly because Don was like not a particularly interesting character with this kind of thing. So yeah. Um, ooh, Fisher Tiger sacrifice. Um, hmm, hmm. God, this is hard. This flight, the Fisher Tiger going out to Hime flashbacks were also great. Probably the best thing about Fishman Island is an arc. Um, hmm. I wouldn't say this one was extremely emotional. I think that it hit kind of hard, honestly. Um, because because of just how much like I guess the main reason it felt impactful was because of like I guess how much it showed like how dynamic of a but not really dynamic how rounded of a character Fisher Tiger was, I think. And I think that was really interesting. Queen Otohime, I'm probably gonna put that in the same tier, but slightly above because I feel like her character is a little bit better realized. Um, that I have like I don't really care at all because she just ends up being just fine. Um, Luffy reacting to Sabo's I'm gonna put this in some emotional impact, mostly because like it was really great to see Sabo alive again, and the image is really funny, and it's more just like you feel like, oh yay, good for Luffy kind of thing. Ah, this is Kairos as the soldier carrying Scarlet back from the death, but I think this is like before it's kind of revealed that um uh, that like that he is actually Kairos and not just known as a soldier. Um, I think I'm going to take all of it into account as a moment, and that made it extremely emotional. Ace, what am I doing? I'm dogging on Ace, dude. He needs to go up there. Now I think about it more. But I'm gonna put this here, because I think that it it was mostly prevalent on just like the buildup of Kairos as a character and like his sheer loyalty and just how that's really played off the dark like past of Dressrosa was fantastic. Um, okay. Law finding out that his entire family was dead from the white red disease. Oh, that was really emotional. I can't lie. That really hit hard. That was like um insanely tragic, and that's like the first indicator that told me that Law had one of the best and saddest backstories. Um, oh my God, Corazon sacrifices going on here, dude. Um, oh my God, like in my mind, the greatest thing about Law's flashback is just how much they were able to build, how much meaning was able to be given to Horizon and Law's relationship in such a short amount of time. And the kind of way that like all of that built up together was just crazy, honestly. Um, Ryunosuke, like, I thought it was funny, but who cares? No one cares. No one cares, dude. Oh, okay. This is the one I was trying to squint at earlier, see what it was. This is, Doflamingo's father, I guess. I think it's like, because they aren't dead, either of them, but it's kind of the moment where, like, I think that he's surrounded by the mob and he just completely breaks down crying as he's about to be killed. Um, and this one, this one hit pretty hard. Not gonna lie, because like, mostly just because of how tragic it is. Like, he was trying to be a good-hearted person and like be a humble man, like live the way he wanted to do. And then like the second people found out he used to be a celestial dragon, which I can't blame them, but like they immediately wanted to just completely murder him. Um, and and like seeing that breakdown was just whoa, man, you feel so bad for that guy. Oh boy. Sanji being locked in the helmet as a kid. Um, I think I'm gonna put that there. What's above Ace's death? Hmm. Do I put it above Ace's death? Um, no, not quite. Just behind it. Because my God, this was so incredibly sad. And it's such a drastic turnaround, especially because Sanji has no idea what's going on during it too. He doesn't know why this is happening to him, which just makes it like all the worse, honestly. Um, And honestly, my favorite part from Sanji's backstory isn't even this part where he's locked in the cage. The part I'd actually say is more emotional is the one where Judge just basically like lets him go, but he has to agree that basically he was never Judge's son in the first place. That specifically hit harder, but this was definitely extremely emotional in my mind. Um, I don't wait, hold on. Is this oh okay. This is I'm like pretty sure this is where he's lighting the cigarette in the ring. Hmm, that's gonna go here, dude. Um oh man, that was like one massive gut punch of a scene. Like, and that's like you also are getting the reveal that Pudding is like secretly evil and has like a crazy third eye and all this stuff. Um, yeah. Uh, and then just like seeing him like constantly trying to light as I'm demonstrating by my snapping fingers, like just constantly trying to light it over and over again, and then you just are able to see the tears even with all the rain around him. God, that was um now this specifically where he's crying in the cart, this was definitely very emotional, but I think just a little less so. I think that this had more impact, especially because of the scenery and the environment, what else was going on. Pedro sacrifice. Um, I'm gonna be completely honest. That's like that's going down here. Um, that was not very impactful of a moment to me. Um, this. Oh my God, this. Ah, is is it better than Kuma sending this? Hathaway, I really do not know, dude. Um, yeah, I see it just barely edges it out because everything about this scene was absolutely perfect. Like, the music, the rain setting, Luffy's animation on his face and how that's restored as he eats the soggy poisoned food in the basket but doesn't care because the food was cooked by Sanji and and Luffy just finally telling Sanji to be honest with himself and then Sanji saying how he really wants to go back to the Sunny but he doesn't think he can do it, and then Luffy offering to help him, and then you hear "We Are" as the um clouds open up. Oh my god! This is not in terms of just emotional. This is honestly for me probably top five One Piece moments of all time. I think. Um, Man, this was so just emotionally perfect on so many levels. Uh, there, oh, oh my God. Konoyasu's sacrifice. I can tell you right now, this is going right in the top tier, but where? Um, this is such a hard list to make. I think I'm gonna put it behind Corazon, but in front of Luffy versus Usopp. Um, this is one of the best moments out of all of Wano because of at first how innocent seeming Tonoyasu as a character it really appeared to be and his adventures with gambling and Zoro and such. And then, the finding out that he was also, one of the people at night that was, stealing all the stuff for, the people. And the fact that he literally, took the blame for the, um, raid on Onigashima to give it another chance. And how this is also coupled in about the revolution, about the smile fruits. Oh my God. Everything about that was just it hit so hard, and it is still something I think about whenever I think about Wano in general. That's just how spectacular of a moment it was. Um, Now I don't actually remember which moment of Hiyori's this is, so for that reason, I'm gonna put it here because I'm sure it definitely had some emotional impact. I just don't really remember it that well. Oh, do I want to? No, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna keep it there. Oh, this is where it gets basically impossible to rank. Where do I even put Odin's death? Um, I think I'm gonna put it here. This is God. This is one of the saddest. This is the moment that made Kozuki Oden one of my favorite One Piece characters ever. Um, because everything to do with his character and the flashback, how it all built up, culminated in that moment, and how he sat in the flames for what was it, an hour and a half at the very least, well over an hour or some crazy shit like that. And then he throws the Akazaya Samurai off and Shinobu managed to get the support of the people, and then the people wanted him to survive, and then he just gets shot by Kaido. Oh man. Um, that was just man. This is probably the least impactful moment on this entire list, purely because, like, it's a freaking shonen. One Piece is a shonen, and it's also One Piece. We knew that Luffy was not going to die, and Gear 5 came right after, so this moment is immediately overshadowed by how freaking incredible Gear 5 was. And it just doesn't make any sense as to why it's here because obviously we knew Luffy was going to be fine. So there was what, even though he already been like murdered by Kaido like 3 times by that point, there was no point in this being here. Honestly, Kinemon's breakdown on the rooftop. I'm not going to count the entire roof piece moment in this because I think that would be a little bit unfair. Um, I think like the thing that's really striking about this is kind of just like the animation of like his tears and blood together make this like really striking image, I think. I'm gonna put it at the top of his kind of hard, not gonna lie. Um, And yeah, that is gonna be the completed tier list, I think. Um Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you later. Bye.